Starting out and setting up for whatever you want to do for your life, though, regardless if you choose to do that position or not, can be a really difficult task to understand and modernize how it can make an impact for any of you guys to support what business you stand on. But remember, what you do need to prioritize and understand, though, is the amount of rules that are set in, how many benefits that will give, and whatever it takes. Not only this is from the business aspect in real life, but in YouTube as well as for other things, from Patreons, YouTube memberships, Twitch, you name all of it. But there is not only that all of these circumstances can be really difficult for YouTubers and anyone who wants to be an influencer one day. For today's video, we're not only going to be talking about an influencer who is a Twitch partner in the Twitch community channel, who set up really overpaid Patreons for his supporters and likes, but also has a cult of a following that has come near round to of narcissistic and cult following traits that really have made him a YouTube famous. Not only became a problem, but his rule set and other stuff have become so toxic as well, which is what is influencing on a lot of this. We're also going to be talking about the statement video that the guy who is uploaded in this channel addressed about all of the Patreon, his supporter and viewer fan base, and how he has set it a culted following. This is that story of GaroShadowScale and how his toxic cult following became all around him, making him an influence on the Twitch community channel and the furry community. And this is how it happened. This all started from a tweet from Oh My God Leto, from a tweet on how GaroShadowScale has met with the most toxic set of rules that he's ever required and ever seen on the internet, with only about over 10,000 likes. Not only that I came from the tweet though, I've also came in from a group on Reddit though, about a possible also on video 2 that also happened, and how he demanded overcharged amount of money from Patreon of about up to $250 a month to $500 a month just for a Discord DM message. Which in clear reality though, Discord is a free open provided service that you're allowed to message, and anyone included, depending on what server that you join in, millions of users worldwide on the platform. But this is not only the thing that is provided from GaroShadowScale at first. In fact though, what really does struck me odd though is the amount of toxic rules in the set of environment, shown from Leto here. First of all, server rules apply in all of these cases. Do not friend request or target other wigglies, is considerably his fan base as he talks about. We are playing together and there will be conversations and cooperation, but keep it to a minimum towards other wigglies. Friend requesting or playing together in games like VR Chat, Among Us, etc. together when I'm not hosting it are not allowed. Yes, this is how badly his toxic server has yet to become though, if this is not only the first of the instance of its kind, because it just shows how bad this has gone, really going over well with this. My Minecraft and Terraria servers are perfectly fine to game with each other on 21/7, which I'm assuming if it's 24/7 or so, I'm not too sure. Just don't organize group activities without me, even if it's just one other wiggly. Focus on individual grinding and saving new major events, bosses for the Twitch streams. Keep the focus on myself and my content. As mentioned in server rule number 1 in my Patreon disclaimer, active streamers / YouTubers cannot claim these rewards or even be in my server. If at any point you start streaming or making YouTube videos, you will lose your rewards, and you will be removed from my server. If you witness someone violating this, let me know. Even though that some Discord server rules do not allow anyone to friend request other people, especially moderators in general too, as there also is their request. Only you can do so if you're actually asking any questions specifically about anything in regards to rules and related such, as well as other things to also keep in cooperation with. But the second paragraph just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, even if you cannot play anything together, only that if Garo himself is hosting it. All he does care about though is the amount of attention that he wants from his fans to desire and want to support him. which is very bad in my opinion. First of all, no one even knows you, and first of all, you are just strangers like you are all on the internet, especially in real life. It doesn't matter if you will always be friends, it's just a matter, dude. They still support your channel and everything since. Doesn't mean they're always going to be friends with you, just as an FYI. And so weird enough though, it also mentions that himself entirely, he does not allow streamers or YouTubers entirely to not join YouTube and Discord. I'm not sure what the deal with this as far as I'm aware basically, but we all know this could have either been the fact that he's afraid to either get exposed for this entirely because he is afraid possibly of demands. The only thing I'm thinking of is him being afraid of other people calling him out for his behavior, which is why you could see from Leto and the other tweets that I'm going to be showing you are the case and scenarios of it. We will get to the rules later on in the video as provided, and that's why it gets way more complicated of showing all the rules. Now, mentioning about the Patreon though, we are going to go onto the Patreon to see how overrated, excessive it's gone with its amounts. Nothing is really much wrong, I would say, until we just get to the actual benefits and rules as we go along to. As he only puts a paw for $5 a month. And what does he provide for $5 a month? Just a tipping tier of a server, which is a bit expensive in my opinion because usually tips are usually only required $1 per least. That's what I usually do for all my streams and everything. So, as mainframe for tipping and such is only just for a minimum of $1 or so. That's completely it. I mean, there's no limit on that particular. So, not sure why he's making it a bit more expensive than the first tier. But this is where the other tiers do get more and more crazy as you go along to. Starting with the $25 tier, it doesn't make quite a few more sense to me. First of all, there's not even slots in Minecraft servers from what I can tell, or slots in my Terraria server for anything, because this is just an open-ended source to anybody. That means anyone who can join your server, regardless if you donate or not, can join your server. That doesn't mean you're going to pay them $25 a month just so that they can do that. Not only that though, having priority access to other online games that he also plays with, and even alone adding a Steam friend request on his profile. Yes guys, I know you guys have sent me so many friend requests, but all you just gotta do is pay me for $25 a month if you really want me to do that. Seriously, that is just the major big red flag. Not only that the other few rewards are actually okay, I guess. I mean, completely you do get credited on the end of the videos, but it's a little bit expensive for $25 a month and provided. But $25 for expensively getting credited at every end of the YouTube videos is a bit extreme in my opinion. That is really crazy. And I'm not sure if specifically you get ad-free YouTube videos, because there is an option that you can actually put in YouTube ad-friendly videos, only I believe if the video is set to unlisted, and that's it. You don't get anything from that. So now though, this is when the creepiness also starts to begin a little bit more occurrence. For the $100 tier, as you can tell though, yes, dramatically that is 4 times the amount of $25. You can also get VR chat selfies online. Yes, everybody, that doesn't really care about what you're doing, so I think this is just a little bit creepy in my opinion, that literally is just him giving selfies out to anybody. Gets about almost the exact same thing, except adding just 2 things, which is 15% discount on merch. That's literally all I mean, that's personally fine, I guess. I mean, it's no complaint about that. And then we go on to the excessive amount of the rewards that I mentioned earlier in the video. You can tell though from one of the streamers named Comdent on Reddit, $500 per month, and all for the request of asking just a few DMs for a voice chat with support in it. That is completely it. That is all you do from that video alone, and he doesn't do anything about that. It's completely him sending a few DMs entirely. Now, I know that a lot of streamers and especially top other YouTubers do in fact get a lot of messages from his fans. So I'm not sure why exactly that putting a paywall in it isn't going to make the situation better to talk about. Like, it's going to be so hard to track with all the information of what is what, who's donated, and that sort. So it's going to be so difficult to do with that. Unless if you only go to Discord and all that, that's all you do. Now, basically, in his Discord benefits, he gets a 20-minute private voice chat and a Discord DM every day. First of all, there's no paywall for Discords, and especially this is not really the type of thing, though. I read that the fact that some people are considerably either anti-social to Garo and they want an actual chat with it. So they make it feel like that is a complete anti-social thing for people who are not outgoing and communicative as always. I'm usually not communicative, like myself included, but this entirely would not be for me. And honestly, for people who don't really have a high income to support that amount of money for monthly just to get anything on that entirely. But this is where the other thing has also happened too. In the $500 a month, you can tell there is an immediate red flag when you actually go over this. Not only that though, but there's also not only a VR chat session and 2 Discord DMs. Yes guys, only just 2 Discord DMs for literally $500. And not only in that entirely, but actually something that is also a big red flag that I'm going to explain, is have a VIP badge on live Twitch streams in chat. This is proven by going to the community guideline rules on twitch.tv and look under the section for spam, scams, and other malicious content, and you can see that this is part of a real thing that does happen on Twitch, which is reselling Twitch services or features such as channel moderator status. This also includes actually selling out VIPs. This is completely not allowed on Oliver's terms, which is proven over here. So immediately after, if you go to his page right now though, unfortunately he has not removed the higher Patreon roles, but he has removed the VIP badges after he was found out about this, which proves him saying that he has been aware about this happening and has not said anything about this. We're going to go straightly onto the rules whenever you join GaroShadowScale's Discord server. In the rules section when you ever join in though, he is actually stating of what he mentioned in the previous post, that you are allowing to have no active streamers or any YouTubers and not allowed here. To not ask about revites or resources. To not mention anyone your own or anyone else's stream directly or indirectly whenever it's in my server or DMs from my server. That means, of course, it's still yet again him being afraid of him getting exposed, which is obviously the main point from what I can tell here. No DMs or friend requests, gaming requests to other viewers. No role-playing or targeting other server members, especially with stream names or reply tags. Keep the focus on myself and my content, which is what he's only caring about for himself entirely and not actually caring about the viewers entirely. They're here to support you, not to yourself. So please keep that in mind. There are a few other rules that are also important, which is, acceptably fine for a Discord server what is supposed to be allowed. But what it also really does allow to this is that only with the fan art that is only allowing it with me as well. Same well as again with fan art and other stuff too that also associates with him directly. Again, this is not associating with his fan base as well entirely. Now, a few other of the rules are okayly fine, but this is the most important thing that we also need to talk about here once we do get to before his apology statement, which he does kind of address about everything that does happen and that sort of thing. Okay, so I'm just recording this bit because I forgot to mention about the video that GaroShadowScale had in the Twitch stream that he was basically hugging other people in VR chat. So I just want to let you guys know that there is going to be a bit of a trigger warning, I would say. Well, it is considerably a bit of a trigger warning because in fact though, it is actually considerably the fact that he's just hugging people in VR chat and not in real life. So there is a bit of a creepiness anyway. So if you are a bit creeped out from looking at the video, I suggest to not watch. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys the clip from Reddit that people were proven.
Alright, one moment. So, Satoshi, Precious Wiggly, thank you so much for bringing a WoW tier patron. I love and appreciate you so much, Precious Wiggly. That makes me super duper happy to see. And don't forget, you can send me at least a DM every day and I will respond. You are guaranteed that as per your rewards. And also, I didn't forget that you're saying Friday would be a good time for the private call. Fridays are usually a bit rough for me, but I think I can do it. If not, then we can definitely reschedule it, but it will happen, of course. But I love you lots, Precious Satoshi Wiggly.
Now, let's talk about him, why he shows completely those messages in regards about this entirely happening around his Discord environment. Which you could see, though, he actually decides to also talk about his actual active status with other users and saying that they will not get benefits if they do not meet the requirements of this happening. It's really time consuming that people who are watching a stream must be an active streamer. First of all, you're not forcing everyone entirely to watch in the streams entirely. They are coming here to watch your channel because they want to see if you are a good streamer or not. And they want to know that they will have the decision to support you. But you can't entitle to enforce other people to do the exact same thing. This has also shifted other toxic behavior behind other Discord DMs entirely, such as people who were formerly friends and other moderators in duty that were also in there entirely. So even if you partially criticize him for all of his questions or whatever, he does actually block your messages in that sort of way. Because either you're informative or either the slightly amount of criticism. And by the way, here's the thing though. The criticism in that video is not always directly involving any hatred towards them. They are just a bit clueless to understand what the whole definition of this is all about. That makes it so confusing. But the definition of narcissism is one thing though, which is an excessive amount of interest or admiration of oneself and one's physical appearance. Even though he only focuses about himself, which is also considerably a narcissistic, he could have a form assigned of narcissistic personality disorder, which is a disorder that person has an inflated sense of self-importance. Not only to that, but the narcissism traits that shows an admiration of oneself and one's physical appearance. Alright, not really just physical appearance of body, because he obviously talks about VR avatar being shown, which is highly popular by other people using in the community as of now. But completely though, this is just a form level of narcissistic and values an utter minor spanner for attention and support with the audience, which is what is completely shown. Not sure if it's just a disorder himself that he's having or either he's doing it on purpose, but whatever, regardless if you're doing it, you're not. And it's completely apparent of what he's actually doing this and how he supports only himself and not much of his fan base. Along with that, other moderators and messages have also expressed their concern about this in a way entirely. I would not make this a very long video myself, just actually talking about other things entirely, but a few other friends and DMs I'm going to mention in the comments down below in the description has also included his concerns and expressions regarding about GaroShadowScale's past behavior and narcissistic traits that has been going around with the server. Speaking about the also regular status role, he also provides other channel statuses to also be occurred with other channels too. That means you lose access to not only with gaming and me, and sometimes even kicks you out in the server for well as doing that. Which is crazy on my part to show how much so simplistic that one YouTuber mind who would have been a good following and fan base to him, the negative characteristics of his personality that comes around from it. After this was all called out and specifically onto GaroShadowScale, he would make his apology statement from a video titling My Statement. Now, I'm going to really say this right now to you. My statement is really kind of a bad track in my opinion, which is why we're going to get to analyze and review the video entirely for the video purpose in here. Which we're just going to analyze and report on everything. And also, while I'm going to have a little bit of entertainment value too, I also have made myself a little bingo card that you guys will be able to play along to if you guys really want to have to see me do with all this. Not sure if I'll do this for all apology videos, but this will be a good form of entertainment to all of them and digress of what we see so far with the lies and the statements of someone's apology video. Not just to Garo, but other people entirely too.
First, I want to apologize for being rude or offensive to several people in DMs in the past. It was not my intent, and I never wanted to hurt anyone.
Yes, guys, I would like to apologize for being rude and offensive to people in the past, even though I have done this in my past actions before toxicity. I mean, I don't really mind about my behavior. I know you guys will still give me money to support me and all that sort, right? I hope you can do that.
I am a blunt and straightforward person by nature, but I am making an effort to be more careful and considerate with how I phrase things. I'm genuinely very sorry for any hurt I caused to anyone. That was never my intention. Now, the next thing, I've seen some people saying that my community is mostly made up of minors, and this is simply not true. YouTube is one of my biggest platforms and has some of the best analytics.
I like how the only entertaining thing in this video was that he actually refreshed the page. I mean, you could have either done was edit out the refresh button. I mean, that's the only entertaining self on this video entirely.
And if you go down here, you can see that over 75% of my viewers are between the ages of 18 and 44. Less than 7% of my viewers are between the ages of 13 and 17. So less than 7% of my viewers are minors. The vast, vast majority of my viewers and community are over 18 years old.
Well, I do think that the YouTube metric shows that you stated that you do not have a lot of minors in your chat. Yet, I did not even realize this at first before I even saw the video, but yes, people can actually end up lying about their age when it comes to this. So basically what happens is that anyone who is under the 13 or 17-year-old mark, basically with only 6.7%, means that either the age could be lying about your gap. So this means that most of his either videos are ever attracted to other people too. And I thought to me like and I didn't think about the whole YouTube metric thing when this was before this was happening.
Now, regarding my Patreon, I've seen that some people have the impression that people have to be pledged to my Patreon to be part of my community or even to talk to me. That's simply not true. Most of my community isn't pledged, and I chat and hang out with them every day in Twitch and Discord for hours. But for people who want more options, the tiers exist. It's 100% an extra thing that people can choose to pledge to if they want to. No one is under any obligation to pledge to my Patreon. It is 100% up to personal choice.
While I do agree about the Patreon tiers being an optional thing of whatever people want to pledge your Patreon or not, is because you're demanding high values amounts of money like $250 or $550 just to receive either messages from Discord or any of that sort for no promotion or any sort of reason to either be on the video or not. But if you're going to be really serious about making high demand prices, you have to be very reasonable besides just not doing anything like Discord. And basically for that reason, you could have just taking out both the free, the $100, the $200, and the $500 tier list and just focus on what you're supposed to be doing. Not doing this for Discord messages when they're completely free. For example, being one of my channel memberships specifically though, that has the starting tier of $2 a month though, you could actually get these old features like this one too. And this is a good example of what my rewards and tiers are supposed to provide you an offer though. It doesn't mean like I'm always going to force my fans to do the same thing. It's completely optional to them to do it just like as well with YouTube memberships and other things to do, including subs on Twitch too. And also you mentioning about this thing is because you also did mention about actually selling out VIP Twitch badges, which is completely against the TOS of Twitch. And you only had decided to actually remove the VIP Twitch badge emote only after the exposure came on your video. So again, I'm still not going to buy any of this. I'm not sure why Twitch has still not have decided to ban GaroShadowScale for this entirely after all of this completely happened.
If someone likes my Discord rules and wants to join my Discord server, they're more than welcome to join my server. If someone does not like my Discord server rules, they don't have to join my server. It 100% comes down to personal choice or preference, and you are free to agree or disagree with my rules.
Again, he also brings up the point about how optional it is to either join in on Discord rules. I do think it is optional to join, but remember, whatever you're providing the rules on Discord, providing the rules on your Discord server have to be clearly well-mannered and completely being honest about the situation. Not make it something as where to be extremely strict of people for anyone demanding, and you cannot demand anyone who is a YouTuber to actually ban off any YouTubers for something else because either you don't want to get exposed on YouTube for doing so. Discord is the place to have socializing each other to do so, not to make it antisocial on everyone. Everyone can freely interact on Discord from either servers, chatting with people, gaming, whatever they wanted to do. You cannot make Discord completely a Patreon tier just because it is an open, free-ended source to endlessly talk with other people before that. That's it. That's all I am asking you to do. And all you just have to do was just remove the Discord. That's it. You could have just removed the Discord features and all of this would have been sorted out. Or either you could have never ended up doing was put the Discord tier up in the first place. That's all you could have done in this situation, and no one would have ever called you out for this.
I want to talk about the hate as well. There has been an intense amount of hate and harassment, not just towards me, but also towards my viewers, my patrons, my friends, my family members. Please don't hate and harass my viewers, patrons, friends, and family members over this. Please also do not DDoS my family members or moderators. We've been dealing with DDoS attacks for the past few days, which is not fair for anyone. It's just wrong. Nobody deserves to go through this.
Okay, I know that he kind of mentions about the whole, like, hateful things that people are sending to him. This only just shows that he did this right after the drama that was all unfolding to him, but he never addresses about specifically anything towards the recent drama that's happening with him when people were calling him out. He only addressed about the few hateful things that were being sent to him. And by the way, I'm going to explain to you, being called out on Twitter does not constitute harassment towards you or anything. This is just completely pointing out the wrongdoings of what you were doing in the past and what you should have done to either fix the situation in that video. All you could have done was just listen to the fans of your video, but to anyone around there that could have happened on the internet. And that way it would have been all sorted out if you either just did not make this such a big deal to make a video about it and either private message the people. That way you could have been a bit more sincere about this video entirely and would have made the video way more longer than usual than otherwise deciding making a 3-minute and 30-minute upload on the channel.
And I'm making a conscious effort to work on myself.
If you were going to make this conscious effort, all you could have done was just remove the Patreons and everything out there, and then would have done was addressed anyone else to identify what could have been a better way to either identify your Patreons and making it more better. That's it. That's all you could have done in that situation. But no, you just continued to to brag on the situation into making this a conscious effort. By the way, those words that what you're going to say are not going to be believable to your audiences or any of that sort. It's just going to make the situation worse, and you're going to continue the exact same route that what you did on this video. It is not going to change any better of your words. It's going to how you're going to make the decisions that people are going to believe you on. By the way, guys, thank you all for tuning in on today's video about furries and all that sort in the community. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell for more, and don't forget to check out my memberships, my channel memberships, guys, because I have better rewards than Garo's though. So if you guys would like to do this for just $2 a month, basically, you can do that by clicking on the join button right by the subscribe button. If you guys want to have early access for Discord roles and all that other sort, if you want to keep me updated for all the future content being uploaded on the channel. Anyway, everybody, that's going to be it for today's video. This is GaleS here, signing out.